So I drug the carpet out that I took out of this car and found out that there's a large hole in the foot well by the driver's feet, and I guess I stuck it underneath the bench thinking that'd be a problem for future me. Ordered a carpet off eBay, also off eBay. I'm opening these right now for the very first time. I ordered a set of floor mats. These came from Yugoslavia or something like that. And I can tell you that they're floor mats. They're stiff, they're fuzzy, they're a little on the thin side, but I think they'll do the job of protecting the carpet. I really do. Got 2 holes in the back for the little clips that hold it from sliding up from under your feet and ending up underneath the clutch, gas pedal, and all that stuff. But yeah, I think they'll work. We'll see how long they last. All right, I think we are now ready to attempt to put the carpet in. And I'm just going to throw it in the general area of and see what happens. Damn, it kind of looks like it might fit. All right, well, it's going to be fun, no doubt about it. Oh, wait a minute. That's supposed to go in front of that. Quite sure of that. I think I'm sure of that. Yeah, that in front. All right, well, this is pretty much putting factory carpet back into a factory car, except for these wiring harnesses here. And I think I'm going to have some problems with that. Like right here, this isn't supposed to have to go over the top of all of this. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'll come back and let you know what I figure out. Well, the carpet does have a couple things wrong with it. I mean, the carpet itself is in good shape, but somebody decided to just yank these out of where they were supposed to be clipped onto. That's no big deal. I can just use hot glue carpet patch technique to repair that. It would probably stay in place without it being held up right there. The one on the other side is done that way too, and it has one small wear spot on it. And it's actually worn all the way through, but this is at the very edge of the carpet, right there, right where the clutch pedal would normally be. This is a place where you wouldn't even really look for wear in a carpet. Kind of odd that it's wore all the way through right there, but I wouldn't even really need to fix that at all if I didn't want to, but I'm going to put some kind of a patch behind it just to hold it together. No problem, I can fix it. Oh, and this is the tore out mounting location on the other side. I don't know why, but we'll fix it. Well, it should work for up underneath the dash patch. And I put a little piece of denim across the top of these, help them hold a little bit better. And because the carpet is finally going in, this wiring used to run, well, a long time ago I had the dashboard laying in the floor over there just to test this car out and drive it. This wiring is actually for the cruise control, and it goes to the OBD2 port, and I'm using an OBD2 set of gauges, and all this was just laying in the back of the car back here, and this was routed to the back and it was all plugged in back here. But now, since I'm trying to clean everything up, I get to wire in the OBD port and put it in the right position on the part of the dash that's been removed here, which I'm going to install now too. Lots of things going on just because I'm putting in carpet. Oh, and while I had the center console out to put the carpet in, I wired up a switch so I can have low gear. And what that switch does, all right, I'm going to do this again. I've messed up talking about it 3 times now. So while I had the center console out putting the carpet in, I also added this first gear switch. So if you look online, you find out that the 4T60, 4L60s, 65s, all that, you can shift them with the shifter, but when you go all the way to low, you have to have a solenoid switch for first gear. That can be done by putting it in here, but I'm using the stock Toyota shifter, and it has low, second, drive. I need low, second, third drive in order for this to work right. But I found out that if I just pull it back, that gives me second gear. Flipping this switch back gives me first. Now, this makes the shifts quicker than doing it with the shifter 1, 2. It seems like when you go 1, 2 with this shifter and you flip the solenoids through the off position, it takes them a little bit to get to second gear. So you have to hesitate a little longer on the throttle. But by just leaving that in fourth, pulling this all the way back, that's second, that's first. So now when I want to go first, second, I just hit the throttle, lift off the gas, second, and then lift off the gas, third. Drive. Works this way, it works quicker, but I found that when you shift it with the lever, the shifts feel really hard. So I'm going to continue to use this. Also, this is a whole lot easier to use because your hand lays right here and you just go first, second, third, fourth. Anyway, that's another reason why it took so long to put carpet in. Now, let's get back to what we're working on over here. I figured out about how long I actually need these wires. Get to throw some of it away. Throw some carpet down in here. Throw some cardboard down in here over the top of the carpet, and solder these wires together and put this panel back in here and clip this in place. What, you really wanted to watch me do more soldering? This little wire right here, this little loop, that's just for me to be able to tap into this orange wire later on if I want to do that. That's a key-on power source right there. So that might be handy to future me. All right, put it back together. Well, it's coming together. I have no idea where I put this metal plate or this panel that came out of this car. I had to go out to my parts car and steal one off of it. I'm going to route my plug for my OBD2 gauges through there, connect it like that, and then, well, get the wires untangled here. My trunk latch will go right in there. Let's get everything on the right side here. Put this over here, that over there. Yeah. Beautiful, very nice. Things keep getting tangled up here. Yeah, that'll work. All right, now this snaps into place. Oh, spare wires. Those are for cruise control. That's a problem for future me to figure out if it works at all. I like it. Yes, indeed. Got the gauges plugged in. Can unplug them like that. Uh-oh. Gauges aren't lighting up. No start either. All right, what did I mess up somewhere else? Because that's not causing it not to start. Oh, it's in gear, ding-a-ling. All right, so we got power to everything except for those instruments. And why is that? Is this not plugged all the way in? No, this is plugged all the way in. Uh-oh. All right, remember, when troubleshooting, keep it simple and check everything. Because I checked all these fuses right here, which are supposed to be the fuses that would power that kind of stuff. And I never messed with anything back here. But I blew this fuse right here out somehow. I don't know what I did, to blow that fuse. But anyway, that fuse was blown. Replaced that fuse. I think we might be in business. And yes, we do have a fuse panel schematic of sorts. All right, let's check again for key on power. Yes, we have it. All right. All right, let's hook it all up and see what happens. Oh, I heard a beep. Yep, it's on. Must have done something right that time. All right, let's put this dash panel in place and see if we can get it to work with everything in the right position. Oh yes, it is working. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this camera off here. Ouch. Ta-da. Clean out a bunch of tools and throw a seat in, and oh yeah, plug this in. I didn't do that on the passenger side. Well now, wasn't that exciting? Putting carpet in a car. Took a long while to get here, but you know, it got done. It's almost like driving a real car now. It's got carpet, it's got AC, all that kind of stuff. Check out my other videos. I got about 60 videos on how I built this thing. And you know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching.